But I also would like to talk to you about looking at your life and looking at the blocks in your life. And when I talk about listening to the blocks and looking for the blocks, the major block that all of you need to do introspectively is, what is your fear? What are you afraid of? You know, I think it was President Roosevelt, you have nothing to fear but fear itself. And it may have been someone else, but I think it was him. Nevertheless, if we let fear control us, we then put ourselves in a box, we chain ourselves to prison, and we can no longer move forward. But all of you have experienced when you fear something and you're forced to face it, and then you do whatever you fear and you go, well, that really wasn't too bad. I should have done it a lot longer. And with everything that's gone on, all the rumors, all the stress that's going on, fear of losing jobs, fear of the coronavirus, fear of illness, fear of dying, fear of losing loved ones, fear of not having enough food because they're talking about a food shortage. All these fears are perpetuating an energy and vibration in and around and about you that's blocking you as an individual from moving forward. You know, one of the things we have to remember is that we are all an aspect of the true source. And the energy of the true source is unconditional love, allowingness, and non-judgmentalness. And a lot of people on this planet are living in fear because they've forgotten that they're here just to experience life, and that's a wonderful gift. But again, if you're living in fear, how can you enjoy life? Well, I want to go out for a ride in my car, but I might get sick. I want to go in my boat, but I might get sick. I want to fly to visit someone, but I might get sick. Look at all the blocks that people are putting up with fear. Fear, fear, fear. Now, you don't want to jump into a pile of, a lake full of alligators. That's a justifiable fear. That doesn't make sense. But other than that, or a pool of sharks, but other than that, you have to realize that fear is just nothing but an illusion. And the only way you can give power to that fear in your life is to believe it, to accept it. And then you will create it in your life. And you need to examine, what have you created in your life out of fear? Why is this fear overcoming? Where is it coming from? What am I to learn from it? And do I want to live in that fear? Because, fear becomes a belief. Belief becomes a vibration. Vibration becomes an energy. Energy becomes a reality in your life. You create it in your life. What is it that the human race believes in fear? It all starts with someone coming up with some kind of story and you believing the story and accepting it as your own. That's the key of fear. You're accepting it as your own basis of your life. And yet I knew people said, oh, Friday the 13th, that's my lucky day, it's my lucky day. And they believed it was lucky. Something would happen. They'd win some money in the lottery. Someone would take them out to dinner. They'd win a prize. Something would always happen. Because Friday the 13th is their lucky day. And most people fear, oh, Friday the 13th, that's bad luck. And I guess it started, and I'm not sure about this, when there were the 13 disciples in the time of Christ and what happened when the Romans came in. So that's when 13 became an unlucky number. But in some cultures, they believe it's a lucky number. So I'm asking each one of you to address your fears and see if it's really reality. Because fear is an illusion. It's not real. You feel the fear, you feel the emotion of the fear, but you don't see the fear. And I remember I was at the University of Waco, Texas, and the professor got up there and said, now there were, I think, 500 of us there. And he said, there's a lot of money here, so I'm going to bet each one of you $1,000 personally. And I want you to list your 3 fears. And I'm going to bet $1,000 at least one or none are going to show up. Maximum of 1 and mostly none. I said, okay, I'm going to take them up on this. So I wrote down my 3 fears. Guess what? 0. None of them showed up. That's what taught me about the illusion of fear. So fear, false evidence appearing real. False, false. Hear me. Get out of your fear. Get out of the worry of the coronavirus. Get out of the fear you're going to be destitute or sick or ill. Because you see, remember I said what the mind can conceive, the body will believe. And so many people I work with, when you release the fear, they begin to heal. That's why when people have certain debilitating illnesses, like cancer or whatever it is, and it goes away, they give chemotherapy or they excise it out of their body, it comes back again because they have not released the fear. Now the fear could be self-worth, self-love, self-esteem, could be anxiety, hate, insecurities, whatever you want to call it. It's something that resides in our bodies and it begins to fester. And it's like a volcano heating up and all of a sudden it erupts and it causes an illness in somebody's body. I mean, how do you get high blood pressure? Out of fear. Ulcers, out of fear. Even cancers, out of fear, and so on and so forth. So understand that you are unlimited, that you have this power to create love and joy in your life. Goodness knows all of us have had enough fear throughout our lifetime. So what I am asking each one of you is to look at your fear. And then when you look at your fear, go, this is an illusion. It is a no thing. Nothing, no thing. Believe it. Own it. Feel it. And then it will disappear. Because remember, you are unlimited.